Hey there, Soulshines. It's Michelle here, and I'm inviting you to wake up and live. And I wanted to start out this morning by making this video and talking about affirmations, very specifically about the word I. Um, a lot of times we think that the reason why affirmations don't work is because when we say it, we're like, whatever. And there is definitely some truth to that. But every word you say in life comes with it, not just with the textbook definition of the word, but it comes with all of the things you believe about that word. So, a kind of a quick example is my friend was asking a question about what it would take for her husband and her to have a bedroom that represented themselves. It was a part of a conversation we were having, and I was like, you really, I used his name. I said, you really need to clear that name because every time you say his name, it doesn't just come with, um, it's not just about him, it's also all of the love you have for him and all the frustrations you have with him, everything you think about him. So you really just need to kind of clear it so that when you say his name, it just has beautiful energy with it and just kind of represents the truth of his soul versus all of the paradigms and beliefs and frustrations and everything that we put on it. So we do that same thing with ourselves. In fact, as I was getting ready for this video, I thought of another aspect that my particular I has with it. So when I say I am this, and I pick an affirmation, say like I am beautiful. Let's say I've said that. The first thing that my subconscious does is looks at the word I, and it brings in all of the things. I am not confident. I believe I'm lazy. Well, I just realized that one of mine is I believe I'm selfish, and to say I is selfish. And you think about in the Princess Diaries, and she's giving the little speech at the end when she's all soaking wet, and she's like starts talking about how much she says I all the time, and then they stop her and move on with the speech. But I was like, I realized this morning I have those same kind of beliefs around I. Like to say I all the time and to talk about myself all the time is selfish. And so when I say I am beautiful, not only do any beliefs I have about beauty come up, but also all the energy about selfish. Selfish, because selfish was connected to I, and my body image is connected to I, and all of these different things are connected to that word I. And so when you say your statement, any affirmation you make that has the word I in it is going to bring that energy up, and that's a part of what you're sending out into the world. So you're going to get back all of the stuff that comes with it. So what do we do to clear it? There's so many different techniques, and it's really important that you find the ones that are most aligned with you. But I will share some of mine. Okay. First of all, let's talk about a paradigm. A paradigm is a group or set of beliefs, ideas, constructs. So it's like a really good word to lump all the energy together. So a paradigm is kind of the group of things. And then that way, I used to be really frustrated. Sorry, my hand is getting twitched. I used to get really frustrated when I would think about I'd be trying to find a belief, and I was like, it's kind of this belief, but it's not this belief. But I was looking for a specific belief. But now that I'm aware of paradigms, I'm like, I don't need a specific belief because I can just tune into the paradigm that is associated with it, and all of the different beliefs and constructs, ideas, philosophies, whatever, is all linked together. And so when you have a belief that's kind of almost the same as another, you can tune into the paradigm and it will grab them all. That is my understanding. That is my belief. That's how it works for me. Um, so when I mention the word I think about what's coming up, And I say that's an interesting paradigm. I embrace that paradigm because what you resist persists. So I embrace that paradigm. And then I clear and transmute the points of origin known and unknown with God's highest truth. And you don't have to say with God's highest truth, but that's what I say with God's highest truth. I transmute and clear the points of origin known and unknown with God's highest truth. And when you clear a point of origin, all of the things that were built on top of it gets taken out. It's like when you take a root out of a plant, even if you were to leave the plant would die because it has nothing holding it in. It has not, most of its, and there may be exceptions to the rule, but this is my analogy. Oh, my hand keeps getting, ouch. I'm so sorry. I need to find I need to be committed to putting in my tripod so that I don't have that problem. So, I was in the middle of something. I'm making a video. So we have other things that come up with I. So repeat it, I. What does I mean to me? And then as energy comes up, and if you're in tune with energy, you'll kind of feel it, or you may get ideas or whatever. And just every time you say it, what does I mean to me? That's an interesting paradigm. I have that paradigm. I embrace that paradigm. I clear and transmute the points of origin, known and unknown, with God's truth. And then repeat that. What does I mean to me? And if you don't have anything come to mind, that's okay. Just keep, that's an interesting paradigm. I have that paradigm. Until when you say I, all you feel is light and peace. Or you have to move on to something because at least you've cleared some energy. But let's all do that, and I'll clear up our version of I. If you're going along and you have something coming up like thoughts of being selfish, you can do very specific on that. If you feel like when you say I, you're not a very like, oh my gosh, I'm like a wimpy person, you can specifically work on that. But also just, hang out with the what does I mean to me? And then go on. When you feel like you can say I and it feels like pretty blissful and you're like, I feels amazing. You can move on to me and my and some other words. And as you move on, you're welcome to do it with other words. What does M mean to you? Some people don't think they have to clear M. But for me, as a religious person, M always brings up I am that I am, which is related to Jesus Christ. And then, so for me, it's kind of like, well, he is as he gets to create this and I don't. It's really weird how my brain wrapped around that concept because it doesn't logically make sense, but the energy was there. And that's whenever I said I am. Every time I've said I am, that's exactly where I go. Instead of it being about me and my body and my spirit and my soul, it being that design. And so for me to clear that is really important so that when I say I am, it's actually referring to me, not the I am that I am kind of concept. So you never know what kind of little things are hanging around your words. So as you become aware of them, even just that awareness, just as conversation without answering the questions, without doing the clearing, just the awareness changes the energy. So just being aware that I can mean so many things begins to change and shift the energy. And that's awesome. And then you can take that awareness farther by specifically seeking out energy to clear. What does I mean to me? What does I am mean to me? What does M mean to me? And just keep clearing the different words. And what does beauty mean to me? And clear everything that's coming up. That's an interesting paradigm. I embrace that paradigm. I clear and transmute the points of origin known and unknown with God's highest truth. And you are welcome to use whatever clearing statements you want. I just want you to have an amazing life by clearing up some of these things so that you can actually create a magic when you say I, when you say your affirmations or whatever. So that is my message for you guys today. I love you guys very much. Remember to let your light shine big, bright, life, and beautiful. Be the incredible person that you were designed to be, and I'll see you guys next time.